I know a brother may say to me, Akhi, it's in the hadith, it's in the sunnah. Companions married, they didn't tell their wives. I said, look a bit closer. Those companions didn't hide their marriage. The wife knew he got remarried. You name me a single Sahabi who hid his wife and hid his marriage. You name me a single Sahabi in the history of Islam who got married and hid the marriage on purpose. You tell me that name and we can have a discussion. Yeah. You won't find a single one. Because the intention is that this, one of the essence, I want to give you examples from the Quran and Sunnah, because that's where these brothers will come technicalities. Sayyidina Umar, radiallahu anhu, when he was Khalifa, he saw a man with a woman in the street, okay? And these were strangers. So he saw these two people, he wasn't familiar with them, in the street. And so he went to apprehend the man, because he thought they were not married. And the man said to him, that's my wife. He said, what? You should have made it known. This should be known in society. So when we see you with that woman, no suspicion, no problems. What does that mean? The essence of marriage is that it should be ma'loom, known, not hidden. Another example, when Rasulullah was walking with his wife at night, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and they were covered. We know the hadith. And they went past two companions. And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he saw the two companions, he stopped them and said, stop, this is my wife. And he gave the name, I think Safiya. He gave the name. He identified her as his wife and the name. And he said, Ya Rasulullah, we will never, he said, because shaitan runs in your blood. Right? The suspicion that could have arisen from you seeing me with this woman could have caused problems in society and my identity and her honor. I made it known. So the essence here is that marriage should always be known. So when you go secretly and you intend to have a secret marriage, you're going against the spirit of the law. Although technically it's a marriage, you have an imam, you have two witnesses, technically it's a marriage, but the spirit of marriage, you've broken it. I should never see a brother in the street that I know with a woman, I'm not sure that's his wife. The essence has been broken here. I should know that's your wife. You shouldn't have to hide yourself behind the wall when you see me coming around the corner, thinking that he's going to see me with this woman. The moment you have to do that, your spirit knows you're doing the wrong thing. And you're playing Islam by technicality. Yeah. What we're calling for here is not that the man turns around and says to himself, well, it's going to be difficult. My wife will never accept it. Society, my family, perhaps. That's something that comes later on if you decide to go down that path. That's okay. That's okay. What we're calling for is to be transparent, responsible, and courageous. Because you begin by hiding a wife. When you hide a wife, you may end up having to hide a family, because if you have a child with that woman, 2 children, now you began with one thing you're hiding, the wife, you end up with hiding a family. And imagine the harm that can cause in society later on. Now the man may say, actually, it's not her business that I have a second wife. Technically, it's still a marriage. I say, okay, no problem. Technically, it's still a marriage. But technically as well, if you have children in this household and children in that household, they don't know each other. Technically, it's possible that they may meet in life one day, not knowing that they're brother and sister. Technically, there's a danger of that happening. Technically. Does Islam intend for that to happen? In your thinking, does Islam, the Sharia, the Maqasid, does it want that such a possibility can happen? In your estimation, do you think it's possible Islam wants that to happen? The answer is no. Maqasid Sharia, one of the 7 things that it protects is what? Lineage. It comes to protect lineage. People should know who they're related to. Now, if imagine a society where men are having secret marriages and secret children, you've destroyed one of the pillars of the Maqasid of Sharia, which is we need to know who is whose relative in society. You have literally undermined that pillar by using the secret route. So there are many things that you are upsetting the foundations and the balance of. And at the very essence of all of that is something that Islam doesn't even like. Cowardice. The cause of all of this is one thing, an ailment in the heart of a man is cowardice.